Hello to all Ghana loving Ghanaians. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening, good whatever time I'm coming to you. Welcome to Message, where it's all about Ghana and people, country and people, patriotism for the betterment of our beloved mother Ghana. You're welcome. E-Levy, E-Levy, E-Levy. It is said E-Levy is passed, irrespective of the controversy or the disagreement of minority that the conditions required for the bill to be passed were not met. That is, with respect to the numbers of parliamentarians present. So they're intending to, as carried in the news, they are intending to take the matter to the Supreme Court. So subject to the outcome of the Supreme Court, the E-Levy is scheduled to take effect 1st of May. So I have here with me a list of reasons, conditions given as reason or as the need for E-Levy to become a law or a tax system or a means of generating revenue for government and country management. So I'll go through this list and we look forward to the fact that these things that were said will actually become evident in the management of country and people. But before then, I still maintain the fact that the requirement for E-Levy is as a result of failure of both present and previous governments or leaderships to institute effective and efficient mechanisms in generating revenue from our existing long list of tax systems that are present at the moment. I still believe that is failure of our leadership to institute enforceable, effective, and efficient mechanisms to use the existing tax systems to generate sufficient revenue. But having said that, it is what it is. If nothing comes out of the Supreme Court, then E-Levy will become a law once the president appends his signature on the bill. So let's see what comes. Now, before I go to the list of items or statements, warnings, there is this gentleman from another African country who was giving his view on what this E-Levy is, because as a matter of fact, Ghana is not the only country that is attempting to or attempted to introduce electronic tax. Other African countries are doing it. So personally, my view, could this be a condition associated with one of the endless grants, loans, aids that our leaderships have been taking? Because it could not be coincidence that other African countries are trying to do the same thing Ghana is wanting to do. I'll leave it at that. But when I go through the list of reasons that were given, you would begin to lean towards what I'm saying, that it could be one of the conditions from our financiers, those that give us the loans, the grants, and the endless list of foreign aid. Anyway, so we're going to listen to that gentleman. It should be less than 2 minutes, and I'll be back. See you in a minute.
actually motivated the imposition of this tax?
Mr. Leo, let us start by defining what mobile money is. Because before you start talking about tax. What are you taxing? Mobile money is electronic wallet. You see, this is a citizen has his money. It's like you have your, if I give you 100,000, you put it inside your pocket. They say, oh no, if I put this money, if I leave this money here, I can be attacked and somebody would just take it away from me. Let me put it inside my mobile money account. That mobile money is an electronic wallet. It's like your purse. Let us call it an electronic purse. So, it is not a service you are rendering. It's your purse. Now, if you look at it that way, you see that if we're not talking about a law here, this is a clear case of theft. It's theft because you are going out to take money from somebody's pocket. That is what is happening here. Unfortunately, we are talking about the state. But if we were not the state, it is theft. That is, you are causing loss directly to the citizen by snatching what is not your own. You are snatching his property. This, you see, this money in the mobile money account is the citizen's personal money. It is your property. Mr. Leo, do you pay a tax when you sign a check? When you pay somebody by check, do you pay a tax? Why should they?
Welcome back. Nasage, where it's all about country and people for the betterment of Mother Ghana. So we'll go to the list and we'll go through them. I may make comments as I read out the list. So it might take a while, but quite a number of them. But I'll say at this point that if you're listening to this video and you think that there are some other reasons that our political leaders, public servants have given as the need for E-Levy, please leave it as a comment and possibly add the name of this particular leader who said what it is that you're going to write. Anyway, let's go to the list. First on my list is E-Levy to rescue Ghana from Mahama's doomsday economy inherited by Nana Akufo-Addo. This was said by John Kuma. So, Mr. John Kuma, from the 1st of May, if nothing changes from Supreme Court, we expect that Mahama's doomsday economy will not be a reason for you not to deliver, because what you want is given. E-Levy 2022 Ajinkwa budget will make us desist from borrowing. This is said by Boaben Asamoah. But here we are. According to Joy News, our government, our leaders have already borrowed 3.78 billion in the first quarter. And it is estimated or scheduled there's going to be a further 4.59 billion loans. But I thought once E-Levy is passed, Ghana's problem is solved, because from what we are made to believe, E-Levy is the ultimate solution to Ghana's revenue and financial problem, and therefore infrastructural issues, education, medical, everything that pertains to Ghana and people is resolved once E-Levy is passed. This is what we are meant to believe. As of December 2021, the total loan Ghana owes stands at 351.8. And so add 3.78 to it, and the second quarter 4.59 to it. Anyway, we'll continue. We're going to have a bit of fun and also to look at the facts of this matter. Personally, E-Levy is not a solution to Ghana's problem. Eradication of mismanagement, corruption, malfeasances, and also accountability for our endless natural resources is the problem. Because what is estimated for E-Levy as far as revenue collection or generation is concerned is woefully inadequate compared to how much loan we have consumed. In a year, compared to just first quarter, 3.78 billion loan. Second quarter, 4.59 billion. And you're telling us that E-Levy that is forecasted or estimated to be X amount is the solution to Ghana's problem? Anyway, next on the list, 2022 budget. Ghana is broke. Joe Jackson. That's what he said. And according to him, 50% of Ghana's revenue is used or spent on paying interest. So you imagine 351 billion plus as of December 2021. 50% of the country's revenue generated is used to pay interest on those loans. Now it is not like we have stopped to seek more loans or to acquire more financial facilities for the running of the country. We are still increasing the debt ceiling every quarter. Anyway, let's carry on. He again said 55% of revenues that are generated is used for paying of salaries. Now, the E-Levy, let me say it here, the E-Levy, something is just mobile money that is going to be impacted by this E-Levy. E-Levy, electronic transaction levy or tax, is applicable to mobile money, bank transfers, merchant payments, and inward remittances. So bear that in mind. The scope is bigger than you think. So you might send money on your mobile phone and do some bank transactions, and you still be paying. Not because you have done any business or, you think about it. There was another statement as to whether it's one of the promises of what will be done when E-Levy becomes effective. Is said by Kisi Ajiben. A corruption fight will be an illusion without resources. So if E-Levy was the reason that was said, sir, E-Levy is going to be effective 1st May. So you should not have problem with resources in the fight of corruption. Next on the list is no E-Levy, no subsidized fertilizer for farmers. This is said by Dr. Ofori-Atta. Dr. Ofori-Atta, E-Levy has been passed. Once there's nothing adverse or no countermeasures coming from the Supreme Court as per the minority's desire to go to Supreme Court, E-Levy will be effective 1st May. Please give the farmers their subsidized fertilizer. No more excuses. Next on my list, telecom companies in Ghana to reduce mobile money charge by 25% to mitigate the impact on E-Levy. This was said by our finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. Mr. Ofori-Atta and the telecom company, we have to watch out. We need to have watchdogs that observe these things to be sure that these telecom companies did not just make promises to fool we Ghanaians into believing that they're going to apply a discount of 25% on the mobile money transactions to allow for a 1-point-something% tax to be introduced. Doesn't add up for me personally. It sounds like, don't say anything, but you think about it, that The telecom companies are going to reduce their transactional fee by 25% to allow government to introduce a tax system for I think it was 1.75. What I'm not sure what it is that has finally been passed, but we leave it at that. The next on my list is E-Levy will provide more jobs, reduce our dependency on debt. This was said by our president, President Nana Akufo-Addo. And as a matter of fact, he said we should accept the E-Levy. He would provide more jobs. Mr. President, as of the 1st May, E-Levy will become effective, tentatively. So, we want to see the jobs. No more excuses. Next, accept E-Levy or we go back to IMF. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. That's what he said. Mr. Ofori-Atta, E-Levy is passed. Don't come telling us there's a need for us to go to IMF because you have made E-Levy the ultimate solution to Ghana's financial problems. Having said that, you've already doubled up in taking 3.78 in the first quarter, and you have scheduled to take 4.59 billion in the second quarter. So is this loan business ever going to stop? Is there any personal benefit in it for you to go not focusing on anything else, but just loans upon loans? As a matter of fact, the loans is not the issue per se. What do we use the loans for? Businesses take loans so they can increase capacity and generate more revenue. What do we use our loans for? That's the problem. People are quick to say, oh, America has so huge a debt as far as loans is concerned, the US and many other countries. But the question, this is what you should be looking at. When you go to those countries, you see infrastructures, amenities, that we can find consolation in the fact that the numbers on paper, as loans owed, at least there are good roads. You can attain cruising speed on the motorways. Not revving your engine all the time because you're jumping in the potholes. Government schools are okay, they are good. Children go to school. They get their meals. You see? So there is a correlation between the numbers on paper and the developmental features in the country. Now, in our case, 351.8 billion as of December 2021. What do we have to show for this? Let me not digress too much, but let me carry on with the list of promises and warnings that were given that if E-Levy is not passed, what will happen? Lo and behold, somehow, irrespective of the controversies, E-Levy is passed. Irrespective of questions raised by the minority as to the number of people who were in parliament to pass the E-Levy, tentatively it is passed. Mr. Ofori-Atta again said, ask your MPs to pass the E-Levy. Hold me accountable. Yes. If nothing changes and as of the 1st of May, E-Levy becomes effective, you will be held accountable. Some will hold you accountable. Some of us, we don't forget. There will be an economic disaster if E-Levy fails to go through. Again, our finance minister. Ghana's economy is doomed without E-Levy. Again, our finance minister. These were the warnings. These were the caution he was giving to us. So, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, finance minister, E-Levy is passed. Since before the E-Levy, all you see is the doom and gloom of Ghana, the salvation of Ghana, E-Levy has come. We hope for you not coming back with doom and gloom stories. as you have already gone first quarter, increasing the loan by 3.78 billion. And then the second quarter is already scheduled to be 4.59 billion. Mr. Finance Minister, are there no other things that we can look at as far as this Ghana that is blessed with endless resources is concerned? Taking loan to service our luxurious life is the problem. If we are taking the loans to build infrastructures, maybe build dual carriage roads, and now use it to generate revenue by getting people to pay tolls or building factories, then the loan can feed itself. Any individual that borrows money to go on holiday is in debt because that money is not coming back because it didn't go into any venture for the returns. And that is our problem. We take the loans to service these huge lifestyle, V8 engines, and all these cars that we give ministers, MPs. Of course, mentioning V8 engines, I've touched some nerves. They wouldn't like it. And this is why everybody is quiet, especially our leadership, because when the loans are taken, they benefit from it more. Anyway, let me carry on with their own promises and warnings that they have given us so we can hold them accountable, if there be any accountability at all. We can't continue to borrow or beg. E-Levy is our only option. This was said by Ursula or Ursula. That's how I pronounce it. If it's wrong, forgive me. Ursula. Ursula. Oh, I think so. That's what she said. Because, for her understanding, E-Levy is the solution to Ghana's issues. We can't continue to borrow or beg. So, going forward, we don't have to borrow. We don't have to beg any institution for financial support, for aids, for grants, or loans. This is what you have promised us. These are the statements to convince Ghanaians to accept it. Of course, many have not accepted it. The video I played earlier on, I played it because in my previous video, I said the same thing. I said, look, E-Levy is stealing from the people. And it still is. How will you feel if I just push money to you, grab you and take some part of money that you are just about to hand to somebody, and I said, hey, because you're going to give somebody money, therefore, I must take some from it. Think about it. Let's carry on. Now, we are told with E-Levy, we don't have to go back to IMF. With E-Levy, we don't have to beg. We don't have to take loans. The president said we cannot depend on grants and be dependent on debt. So, now those problems is solved. But lo and behold, this is another caption that seems like the E-Levy thing is just a game. Here we go. It says E-Levy proceeds to be used as collateral to borrow 70 billion. I thought you said E-Levy is to stop us from borrowing. E-Levy is to get Ghana out of its doom and gloom pictures that the Minister of Finance sees. But suddenly, the E-Levy is a collateral for a 70 billion to be borrowed. Wow. E-Levy is a must. We can't depend on foreign grants and loans forever. This is from the president, Nana Akufo-Addo. These were the reasons he was given for us to allow E-Levy, for us to allow money to be taken directly from our pocket. Without business, without increase. Even if you are a business, before you take care of your overheads and expenses, you would have been taxed for paying another merchant. Think about it. And some believe that, yes, Ghana's solution is the E-Levy. When the amount for estimated that will be generated, and as a matter of fact, we are not taking into consideration the error margin of people who will become disgruntled, therefore they're not going to participate in the mobile money system anymore. Are we taking that into consideration? Anyway, so that's what the president is saying, that we cannot depend on foreign grants and loans forever. Therefore, the need for E-Levy. Mr. President, you have E-Levy. No more grants, no more foreign aids. Here comes another one. No poor person in Ghana will pay the E-Levy. This was said by the Western Regional Minister. So, I'm not sure what is the definition of poor in Ghana, in our country. We will account for E-Levy. This is what the finance minister said. We will account for the E-Levy. We hope so. The natural resources, the 351.8 billion loans, we've not seen any appreciable accountability, Mr. Minister. So, how do you expect me to be convinced that you will live by your statement? This one actually, anyway, you hear it for yourself. E-Levy will give you moral authority to demand for government. No, I take it again. E-Levy will give you moral authority to demand from government. This is coming from the finance minister. It is a little bit annoying by this statement. The natural resources that belong to us all Ghanaians that has been mortgaged, sold, whatever it is that has been done with it, it's not enough to give us the moral right to demand from government, except we allow you to steal from our pocket, i.e., tax monies that are sitting in our wallets. It's a shame. E-Levy will give you moral authority to demand from government. Next, all road contractors will be paid if E-Levy is passed. This was said by Ofori-Atta. Okay, I'm not sure. The road contractors, I hope they are building some good roads. Anyway, it's not just some quota on gravels. But in any case, whatever job you have been asked to do, Ofori-Atta says, with E-Levy, you'll be paid. So if government owes you for constructing a road in Ghana, please, E-Levy is passed. Go and take your money. Here comes another one. Also annoying. Forget about getting good roads and hospitals if you reject E-Levy. And who said this one? It says Abronye DC warns Ghanaians that forget about good roads and hospitals. So this DC knows that there are no good roads in Ghana, most of it, and most of the hospitals are not something to write home about. So he's not threatening that if E-Levy is not passed, Ghanaians should forget about good roads and hospitals. Mr. DC, Abronye DC, you drive on the same roads too. So I think you don't love yourselves. If there was an upper class road for politicians to drive on, which is asphalt, double tiled, a smart road as they call it these days, and then the populace are driving on the jumbo mambo roads that we have, then this your assertion will make sense, because we will assume because the politicians are driving on upper class roads and enjoying sophisticated hospital facilities in their world, in the upper class, then that statement will make sense. But let me remind you, you drive on the same roads too. And you patronize the very hospitals that you said is not good. But I do know that some of our politicians don't patronize our hospitals. They travel abroad. That alone should tell you they know. They do know that these hospitals, these roads are not anything to write home about. Even most recently, our Speaker of Parliament have to travel to Dubai for medical reasons. What is he going to do about it as the Speaker of Parliament? That there will not be a need for him to travel abroad to be catered for. It's a shame. So we know what is good, but we don't want to do it. This is the kind of leadership we have. You think that in the countries that you're going to, if they don't love themselves to provide good hospitals for themselves, good roads, would you have traveled to Dubai? All the money that is made available for building the country, the infrastructures that you've gone enjoying in another country, if those who were in charge would have administered the money and put it in their own pocket and in their own foreign accounts, would you have gone to Dubai and get a good treatment? We should be ashamed of ourselves. E-Levy. IMF will cancel free senior high secondary school. Should we go to them for assistance? This was said by MP for New Jobbing. But we've already, first quarter says we've taken some loans. Second quarter, there's a loan schedule to be taken. Where are we getting it from? Is it World Bank? Because you're saying if we go to IMF for loans, they will cancel the free senior high school. Is it that you're telling us a lie, or you're just making up stories just to convince us that the almighty E-Levy is Ghana's solution? E-Levy is everything. Beautiful. Here comes another one. We need E-Levy to be able to pay District Assembly Common Funds. Ken Ofori-Atta. E-Levy is granted you tentatively from the 1st of May. So, please pay the District Assembly Common Funds so the districts can also embark on their own scheduled projects. Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta. We need E-Levy to invest in security. E-Levy is everything. How much is the E-Levy anyway? What is the estimate? Compared to the 3.78 billion first quarter 2022, 4.59 billion second quarter. How much is the E-Levy that these things I've been reading so far, E-Levy is going to take care of it? How much is it? The legitimate reality is that there is no money. This is from Ken Ofori-Atta, our finance minister. So from the 1st of May, there will be money because E-Levy will become effective. Let me wrap up. A couple more to go. E-Levy, we don't need to go to IMF. They will give us peanuts. Professor Adai, this is what you said. Now E-Levy is passed, but loans are already being scheduled to be taken. I thought you said we don't need to go to IMF. How much is this E-Levy? What is the estimate for this E-Levy? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we behaving like we don't love ourselves? Because whatever we build in Ghana, we enjoy it together. Like I said, there's no upper class road. There's no upper class hospitals for politicians and people of caliber in our country. This is why some of them fly out. So if you are refusing to do these things and then using them as a reason for this E-Levy, and then when the E-Levy becomes effective as well, we hope we will see these things. We hope these warnings, these promises will become things of the past. And something meaningful, infrastructurally, economically, will be done. At least the money will be forcefully taken from the Ghanaians anyway by the use of the mobile companies. So whosoever is going to be transferring money or bank transfer, merchant payments, and inward remittances, it will be taken forcefully. So no excuses to say no one is paying. As a matter of fact, for the telecom companies to be happy to give away 25% of their transactional value, that should tell us they are making good money. Why won't the government tax them? Because companies don't give away so much. But for the telecom companies in Ghana to agree to give away 25% of their revenue, to allow government to pass 1.7, I think it came to 1.5 at a point, but it started as 1.75% E-Levy, then these telecom companies are making quite a good money. And I think they are, because compare the charges when it comes to data, talk times, compare it to the Europeans and to the those in the United Kingdom, and see that Ghanaian mobile users are overcharged. I'll come back with the video on that, and then we will have the comparison. Because from time to time, they will say because the dollar has gone up, because the pound has gone up, therefore all prices on the streets in Ghana is impacted. So there shouldn't be anything wrong with us comparing what the mobile user in United Kingdom or Europe is paying and the mobile user in Ghana is paying. People have unlimited talk times for some amount. It's not like that in Ghana. You pay through your teeth and your nose. You pay through every... Okay, let me keep quiet. E-Levy is the only way to save the economy. Atiguba or Atuguba is the name. Mr. Atuguba, E-Levy has been passed. Therefore, according to your own statement, Ghana economy is on the verge of getting saved. No more change stories. No more moving of the goalposts. Finally, on my list, E-Levy. We are not being allowed into international markets to borrow more. Ken Ofori-Atta, the finance minister. Why is it that our finance minister is only talking about borrowing at the expense of all the natural resources we have? I've never heard him talk about what we are going to do with these natural resources. His talk is always, is there any benefit, personal benefit in it for him? When Ghana borrows money, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, the Minister of Finance, the Finance Minister of Ghana, you only talk about loans. Is there a personal benefit for you that you have become narrow vision or tunnel vision about how the country should generate revenue? This is my personal question to you. Because you've been hitting this gong of loans and loans for far too long. At a point, you said, with the E-Levy, we don't require loans. The president said we don't require grants. Now the E-Levy is passed. Yet, you're still there saying that with the E-Levy, we need the E-Levy because we are not being allowed into the international markets to borrow more. Account for the ones you have borrowed so far. But anyway, I think this argument is ended because you don't need to go to the international market anymore. Your ultimate solution to Ghana's economy, your ultimate solution to everything that pertains to Ghana and its livelihood, E-Levy, has been passed tentatively. Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, perform. Let's see. Anyway, leave your comment. If there's any other statements made by our political leaders as reason for the E-Levy, please comment and put the name of whosoever said so. But till then, till I come your way, God bless Mother Ghana, long live the Fourth Republic, and please, let's do our best in renewing our mentality and our mindset about country and people, because country and people is us. We have good roads, we all drive on it. Good hospitals, we don't have to fly out. Good educational service, look at it. Who are the people who send their children abroad? I don't want to start another concept, another session. God bless you all. See you in my next video. Bye for now.